The day we shot the video, I kid you not, was the best day of my life. My dad, before my video went live on YouTube, he called me up and he was on FaceTime with me and he was like, you need to prepare yourself because don't be bothered by this. There are going to be people that are going to say, like, they're going to talk trash to you and they're going to say things about you. Don't let it affect you.
So, welcome back to Instant Bollywood. We have with us today the multi-talented singer-songwriter, Miss Aryaana G. Welcome, Aryaana.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Really excited.
Many, many congratulations on the release of your debut single, Stockholm Syndrome.
Thank you so much.
It's, for me, it was so refreshing to see a music video which is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also has such a great meaning behind it. It has such thought-provoking lyrics.
Thank you so much. It's so great to hear that.
No, genuinely, it felt really great. And I want to know, for you, since you're so passionate about music, this must have felt like a dream come true, right? For the release of this single.
Was because the day I recorded this song, it was actually recorded a while ago, but I didn't want to release it because I felt like something was missing. And then we recorded the song. I did it with Almost Famous, who are like my brothers now. But we knew something was missing. We wanted a rapper. We didn't know who. And we finally settled on, we decided to go with OT and we sent him the song and he loved it. He sent back his verse. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know it was going to sound like this. And then the day we shot the video, I kid you not, was the best day of my life. So really? It really was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
You can see that in the music video. That
I was also very nervous though.
No, I mean, I know obviously you're working with such a big rapper who has experience, so it must have been a bit intimidating for you as well.
It was extremely, because luckily he was so sweet and he was very he comforted me a lot because I think he could tell I was nervous being around him. And he came up to me, he gave me some tips, he told me how to walk around the stage. And it was really awesome to know that the personality behind that voice is just as great.
So great, yeah.
So it was really awesome.
I was in fact going to ask you, tell us some of the tips he gave you, like some expert advice, which helped you.
He did tell me, I basically told him my story and he did say that it's awesome that you didn't give up and you're moving forward. It's going to be hard, but don't give that up either. As for the video, he gave me a bunch of movement tips. He was telling me how to move around the stage and just be more confident because I was very nervous around him. I didn't know what I was doing. I could see it on my face, but he was very sweet about it.
That's nice. And the audience is loving the video and the song, but how did your friends and your family react? I mean, I'm sure they heard the song.
Actually, I have reaction videos of everybody that I want to post everywhere because it was insane to see, because I'm a very different person off camera. And when I'm on camera, I turn into somebody completely separate from my actual personality. So they were shocked. My friends were like, who is that? This is not even you. Look at you right now. You look like an idiot. What are you doing? So they were all really shocked. But they were all so supportive. I cannot even explain. I mean, the only reason I got through everything was because of the people I have around me.
For sure. They must have been really proud of you.
Very proud. My parents cried when they saw the video for the first time in their room. I was FaceTiming them and they were just howling.
Great. Well, you're going to release those videos, right? So
yeah, for sure. I really want everyone to see them. They're really sweet. And I think people will enjoy. They were also kind of jamming out to it because they had heard it before and they knew the lyrics. So it was really awesome to see even my friends watch the video and mouth the lyrics. It was really awesome.
Okay, well, that's great. And I heard that you wrote this song when you were 16.
Yes.
And so as a teenager, to be feeling those emotions and having that mental turmoil, there must have been something going on in your head at that time, right? So
yeah, so at the time when I wrote this, I don't remember what exactly my issue was, but I was very young and I was going through something that was very confusing to me. And I realized I had two paths telling me, like two parts of my head telling me two completely different things. Because, you know, I feel like a lot of people, I didn't realize it at the time, but once I released it, the messages I got, I realized a lot of people go through the same thing. You know, it's very normal to be torn between two sides to yourself when you don't know which one to go with. And when I wrote it, I thought about it when I was talking to my best friend on the phone. And I was explaining what I was feeling to her. And she said she felt the same thing very often. And she said it's really normal. But I still wanted to do something about it. Got home that night and I wrote like the whole song in 15 minutes. But it just sat there for so long because I was only 16. I didn't know what to do with it. So I just kept it with me. And then when I was 20, I am 20, but was finally able to do something about it.
So did you feel like music helped you release all that frustration and that
Oh,
anguish?
100%. Music has been helping me with that since I was could speak, I think.
Wow, that's great. And so you wrote it when you were 16, but now 5 years later, did you still relate to the lyrics as much as you did that
Oh,
time?
100%. Sometimes I still like look back at what I wrote and I'm like, it's so great because now I can relate to myself. But at the time, I was wondering if people would relate to it or not.
And the kind of music you want to make, is it also in this genre?
More or less, because so the song I just released right now, Almost Famous produced it. It was total their production. I gave them complete like liberty. I gave them the song and I said, do whatever you want with it. So that was their production. I loved it. Totally my type because Simar, one of the producers from the duo, he knows my taste so well. So he knew exactly what I wanted and he gave me that. But moving forward, I do want to dive into some more acoustic stuff. And I also want to play a little bit more with the dance genre because I want to get
Yeah.
into that a little bit.
Nice. And you talked about the Almost Famous duo. So how did you get them on board for this? And how did you guys collaborate for this?
We were actually all stuck in lockdown together. And I told them I need to do something now because I'm losing my mind. I was going crazy doing nothing. And so were they because they were stuck in their studio all day, all
Mhm.
night, just working on music. So we said, let's do something together. They asked me if I have anything on hand. So I said, I have a song that I wrote when I was 16. Do you want to hear it? And I sent them the vocals and they gave it back to me with their track, with their music.
Oh, wow.
And that's it. It was great. We realized we actually first did it just for fun because we were stuck in lockdown together. We thought it would be like a fun thing to do. But then once we heard the final result, we were like, we have to do something with this because we don't want to keep this on the shelf.
So, and in terms of music and formal training, have you had any formal training with
Uh,
regards to singing or?
no vocal training. My parents wanted me to when I moved to LA, and I looked around, but I kept saying I'll do it in a bit, I'll do it in a bit, and then as soon as I decided to do it, COVID hit, and then I couldn't. So
Okay.
I think I might get into it once everything settles down and we're
Mhm.
allowed to start going to people's houses and stuff because uh, I don't want to take the risk at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like in the future, do you want to formally get trained
Oh,
in an
100%.
instrument?
I know it would be very beneficial to me.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah.
definitely want to get into some sort of formal training.
That's great. Okay. And I know that apart from this, you also have like a flourishing career as a content creator. You have like amassed a great audience on Instagram.
Mm.
So how did you get into that zone?
Mainly because of Collab Tribe, I think. Because I always did it for fun because it was just a fun thing to do. But
Mhm.
I never like took it very seriously. I still don't. I still think it's just fun. But
Mhm.
I definitely see the change that it has brought
Mhm.
because right now social media handles basically everything. You
Exactly.
know, it's crazy the amount that you can influence people. I mean, for the longest time I didn't get why they were called influencers, and it was looked at so negatively to be called an influencer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it still is, but it's crazy the amount of influence you can have on
Mhm.
people with your social media. So I think it is very important to be careful of what you put out
Oh.
there when you know you have people looking at you and looking up to you or idolizing you in some way.
Mhm.
But I got into that mainly because of Collab Tribe. When I first met Hardik and Alana, I was not very into social media at all. And then once I moved to LA, they basically showed me the reins a little bit, and that's how I got into it. It was basically through them. But
Okay.
now it's fun. It's something I do, and it's something I enjoy doing. I like that people are interested in knowing what I think about different things, you know. And I try to keep it as real as I can.
And how do you deal with like criticism and the trolls online? Obviously, there's so many people these days.
I don't deal with them at all. And they actually really don't bother me. I mean, my parents, I feel like, have helped me a lot through all that in school because I always got a little bit of that in school. So I was kind of grew up with it in a
Mhm.
way. But no, it doesn't bother me at all. I
Doesn't-
feel my dad and my mom always tell me that, when someone hates on you, it says more about them than it does about you. And anytime I see something that could possibly hurt me, that's what I think about.
That's good because in this field, definitely you'll have to have a thick skin and be used to,
Yeah, for sure. My dad, before my video went live on YouTube, he called me up and he was on FaceTime with me and he was like, "You need to prepare yourself because don't be bothered by this. There are going to be people that are going to say, like, they're going to talk trash to you and they're going
Mhm.
to say things about you. Don't let it affect you." So I think I get a lot more love than I do anything else. And I
Mhm.
think that's what it's important. I think that's what you should focus on.
Definitely,
Yeah.
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 And have people started making covers yet of the song?
Not yet. Not that I've seen. A lot of
Mhm.
people have been asking me for lyrics to make
Oh,
covers, but I haven't put out the lyrics yet.
yeah.
So I'll be doing that soon.
You should definitely release. I mean, my favorite line from your song is "No one knows me like you do, my dear captor and my rescue."
That's my favorite part as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like it really encapsulated, the meaning of the entire song in that
It
one
did.
line.
It did.
Yeah.
And can you imagine? So the song was a little long. And when I was talking to Almost Famous, they were like, "We need to cut it down because this is not going to play on radios." And they wanted to cut that line. And I
Oh.
was like, "You can't do that. That is my line. You can't. You cut any other line. You can't cut that line." So they left it in.
Can you sing
But
a little bit for us? That would be like,
sure,
great.
what part? Do you
Yeah,
want me to sing that
sing
part?
part. Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
No one knows me like you do, my dear captor, and my rescue. If only I knew, so I asked today, which one are you?
Wow, great. Like
Thank
that was
you.
beautiful.
That's my
You have
favorite verse.
this. And since we're here at Instant Bollywood, obviously this would be incomplete without asking you what are your future plans with Bollywood? Do you want to make any music for the film?
I don't have any future plans for Bollywood as of now,
Mhm.
but I mean, I'm always open to everything. So we'll see. No
Do you
closed books here.
do you listen to Bollywood
Oh,
music? Do you
yes,
have it?
very much so. I just sing Arijit Singh in my bathroom all the
Oh,
time. I butcher his songs completely. Like I ruin them.
I'm sure you don't. Not with
But
that
he's
voice.
so great. He's so great. You can't help it. He's
Mhm.
my number one favorite for sure.
Mhm. But what is the future looking like for you? What are your plans right now, next in the music arena?
So this year I'm actually planning to release an album with a lot of more singles. But I think I'll do a couple singles first and then come out with an album with some more collaborations. Pretty exciting. And then we see. That's all I have planned so far, but that's what I've been working towards right now.
Mhm. So you always knew you wanted to be into music, in the music line. There was never
Not
any other
really,
path
no.
you might have taken.
I
No.
mean, I did have other things that I liked in school. I mean, I had my like English was my favorite subject. I didn't have music as a subject in school.
Mhm.
So I did love English. I love literature. I loved psychology, but I never considered it as a career. It was just
Okay.
something that I liked in school.
So right now you're looking at doing this full time. So are you thinking of going in back to college or into that zone, or you're like,
Maybe
now I'm
eventually a little bit later on, if I mean, it's always good to keep yourself educated. So it's not off the table for sure, but right now it's not what I want to put all my energy and focus into. I mean, I want to do this while I can. I have my age as my advantage here, and I really want to use that.
yeah. I was just going to say at like 21, you've already got your first single. I mean, there's so much more in store, I'm sure. Like, we're very
Yeah,
excited.
I'm really excited to see how this journey goes because it's what I love and it's what I want to do, and I
Yeah.
don't want to do anything else.
That's amazing to have that clarity, at such a young age. It's definitely going to take you really far.
I hope so.
So I think that's great that you have this ability to be able to write such relatable lyrics, and
Thank
and your
you.
voice is amazing. So I think you're like a complete package, and I'm very excited to see the rest of your
Thank
journey.
you so much. That is so sweet.
Yeah, and I wish you luck. I can't wait to hear the rest of your album. Have you started writing the new songs
So
yet?
actually, I already have a bunch written. I have to get them produced, and
Okay.
then we'll move forward from there.
Okay, well, I wish you all the best. Very excited to see
Thank
what's
you
in
so
store
much.
for Aryaana, and it's been great talking to you. Thank
You
you
as
so
well.
much.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much for having me.
yeah, it was great. So thank you so much, and hope we catch up soon.
Yes, we will. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.